Hello, thank you, Stan, for inviting me for Art by Artists. So my name is Aline. It's January, and I'd like to talk a little about my art. I'm a visual artist. I am an abstract painter. I'm from the southwest coast of Brazil. I've been painting since I was born. No, kidding. Yeah, I've been painting since I can remember. I really like experiencing mixed media. So right now I'm painting watercolor just because. But yeah, I think mixed media takes us out of a lot of boxes. I love oil painting. I love drawing. I love mixing colors. I like doing colors, making colors. I like everything about making art. But yeah, I think there's a lot to do with what we are shown, like what is shown to us as kids. So since we're kids, like people just give us some paintings and colors, and you do whatever you have to do with this. So I always think it's not about the media, but it's about what you can do with everything you have, with your feelings, with your emotions. So yeah, I would say a lot of my artwork is more about how I'm feeling than about what I wanted to show. I don't really think about the result, what I want people to see, how I want they to connect to. I know a lot of artists want people to connect to the artwork, but it's not how I work. I hope people do like it and feel it good or bad, but it's not why I do it. I just do because I have to. It's more about like how I need to express my feeling than how. So I like studying all the kinds of art as I can. I really feel like even if I studied my whole life, I wouldn't learn enough of what I would like to learn. So I love studying like realistic drawing. I love tattooing. I love like doing clothes and things and painting walls and canvas and any kind of art that I can do. If I could sing, I would sing. If I could dance, I would dance. It's not about this, it's not about like the artwork that I want to sell. I just sell because I have too many artworks in my house, and I don't think we have time enough to spend, like I'm not doing a lot of things and then throwing them away and wasting my time working in another thing that is not what I love. So I spent my whole life like trying not to be an artist because I thought I would be anyways. Like I could be a saleswoman and draw when I get home, but it's not how it works. I really feel like if I be studying the rest of my life, it wouldn't be enough to learn what I need to learn. So it's not about your background, what someone taught you, what you wanted to do. When you have to do it, you just have to do it. If you're an artist, you just have to do it. If you're an athlete, you just have to do it. Sometimes life just gives you something that you have to deal with, and that's it. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. If someone thinks it's not cool enough, you just do your thing, you know. So I would say like uh, the last maybe 10 years I was a bit obsessed with like the plants and yeah, pretty much like forests stuff, flowers, and I would paint like in an abstract way like what it is a plant like in my brain, and not like how God made it like in real world. So how I feel the plants, how they smell, and just putting out like my feelings to it's really hard to explain how you put your feelings like in the background, in the colors, but you just feel like this one is the right one. And that's how when I'm teaching someone to draw or painting, you just have to feel it. So sometimes like to do an abstract painting that you are thinking about something like a flower, you just feel that is the right move, that is the right flower, that is the right color. So I think it's more a feeling than something that you see. But if after, when it's done, if you can see that is a flower, that's cool. But if you can, whatever, you know, it was a flower for you when you were painting, and that's how people connect to the thing and want to have one flower of yours, you know, when it's done. Sometimes people just tell me like, oh, I already want to have one artwork, these flowers that you do, they have something. And I'm like, yeah, I can smell them, you know. I know they are real, like in my imagination. So that's how it works for me. I don't know what are my biggest influences. I would say like I studied so much, like so many different things, like the music, the places that I travel, the painters that I see, like not only the masters. I love the masters, like the oil painting masters. I'm obsessed with Caravaggio. I love Monet. But I love this, like when you go to a small village and you meet someone like that has been doing art forever, like, you know, like there are so many great artists here in Brazil, like yeah, there's so many talented people. I wouldn't point one kind of big thing. Like I think everything is important for us as artists to have like self concept, to have like this concept of what is good, of like I don't know how to tell you what is an influence. Nowadays that we have so many influencers, it's really hard to choose something, you know. There's so many great contemporary artists. I think that's the thing, like now you can see so many things, so many people that we wouldn't see like 10 years ago, just because people have Instagram, like this project, like art by artists, you know. There's so many great artists, like so many. Right now I'm focusing on I've been drawing. I want to study pencil drawing, like realistic pencil drawing forever until I'm really old. And I want to keep painting like mixed media, I would say, like experiencing, just trying, you know, just trying what comes through me. I think the biggest challenge of being an artist is, first of all, to remember that we are not artists. It just come through us. It's not something about us, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, when you do something, it doesn't matter if it's great or not. It should be great for others, for other people. Like, maybe you like it, maybe not, but when I'm done, when I'm finished, it's just time for the next one, to keep on studying. It doesn't matter what are the challenges, what is great and what is not. You just have to do it. Like, just keep going, It doesn't matter anything else. Like, if you have to work, you go work somewhere else. If you need money, if you need painting, if you're selling for millions, it doesn't matter. You just keep going. You just finish and start the next one. An advice I would give to my younger self would be exactly this: just keep going. Because I think most of people just give up on things that they are not sure about, and there's nothing to be sure about in life. Not in art, not in studies, not in relationships, not in your health. We cannot be sure of anything. So if you're an artist, you just keep doing it every day until you are old. You just decide. You just feel it. You don't decide, because if I have to tell you so many times that I've tried to give up, you wouldn't believe. About the mediums and techniques, I would say I try everything I can. So I love mixing. Like, for the backgrounds, this last like 3 canvas that I've been doing were more like watercolor, like really, really colorful in the background, but I was like trying to use it very like very wet, and like to take this time for them to dry and start painting in oil pastels. And then when the pastels are done, I feel like I have to watercolor again, so the layers don't mix. And then you have to think about the next one. So I start to pencil drawing in another surface, and my idea was to like mix them up, but I decided not to. So I think that's really cool. I love this idea of like doing like different layers and different surface, and maybe putting them together and maybe not. And like, even in the same series, we can say like that I've done them at the same time. They have like something in common, but they are not together, It's like they are two different lives. Like, one thing is like the colorful canvas with the oil pastels that are above them, and the other one are like the pencil drawings in the surface. They use the same colors sometimes as the canvas, but they are not the same thing. So it's like I have 2 personalities. Something like this. It's like completely different stuff to study at once, to produce at once, but I would say it's for the same end, yeah. I love listening to music, so I think I paint is more like the opposite. I only paint when I'm listening to music. It's not like I put music to paint. So I love like jazz and soul, R&B. I would say I love Brazilian music, but like more this kind of like Brazilian jazz and R&B. Yeah, I'm always listening to music. So the best reaction someone has had to my artwork, I think, is some people just tell me like, I really have one of your artworks one day, and I'm like, yes, that's good feeling, because it's not like sometimes I don't have any artwork for sale. Like right now I have one, I think, and sometimes I'm like not selling anything for like 2 or 3 years. I'm just like painting them all at once. Like right now I'm painting one, and I don't know when I'm gonna start the next one, maybe like when I finish. But some people just tell me like one day I want to have one, and I know that when they look at the artwork they were like, yes, it's this one. Like, it's something really random, but I feel like people connect to the art. And when no one does connect, like I have this right now, I'm really feeling that the artworks are that I'm not getting into like a finish. I would say like they're not finishing, like I just feel like keep on doing. So I'm showing things like with this social media stuff, like I can show people like how the art works right now. And sometimes when someone says like, I wanted this one, I'm like, yeah, I just need to put this or that. Like I feel that it's not over, but most of the time I'm like, I'm gonna show people. If someone connects with this, is because it's done. It's something like I feel that maybe I'm finishing, but it's not there yet. And when I have this feedback, I feel like, okay, maybe I don't know, it's crazy. It's something like more like we're doing this together. Because most of the time when I show like 3 or 4 colors that I'm using, someone is already like, I think I want to have this, so people connect to the artwork. Maybe when I'm like just in the beginning of the process, it's something like, I don't know if it's about color. Sometimes it's just about the colors, and you're like, yes, I want these colors in my life. And sometimes it's about the shapes, the waves and stuff, and you're like, yeah, I want something like this in my life. Yes, yeah. So the question would be, what do you hope people take away from your artwork? And I would say a good feeling. Sometimes when I'm doing the artwork, it's not about a good feeling at all. Most of the time it's not. It's just because I feel like doing, but sometimes it's just not. I feel good about drawing or bad or anything. I just feel like painting. And I just hope people like connect to it, like, yeah, I think this piece of artwork would make sense in my life. It's not about feeling good or bad or understanding a color or a shape or understanding art. It's not about this, You just look and you're like, yeah, something here would fit in my life, so I want to have this.